Today is Tuesday, August 6th, and this is another update on my progress, beating the S&P 500 along with Bill Ackman's Pershing Square holdings. I do make these videos every Tuesday and Sunday, so if you want to follow along, hit that subscribe button and let's get into it. The only sale that I've made since my last update was I sold completely out of Bank of America. Right now, I have PayPal, Citigroup, and Goldman Sachs in my portfolio, so I figured having Bank of America in there as well would be a little bit too much, so that's the reason I ended up closing out of that position. I was able to use the money that was generated from the Bank of America sale to increase some of my smaller positions. I increased Shopify and Tesla by 50% apiece. I then added 25% to Super Microcomputer, Spotify, Goldman Sachs, and PayPal. Like I said, these were some of my smaller positions that had taken a pretty sizable hit, so because of that, I decided to dollar cost average into them a little bit more. So this is currently what the SPY chart looks like. Same as my last few updates, the SPY price is still pretty well below the 5-day and the 15-day. Over the last couple of days, the SPY price has pretty easily broken through all three of these trend lines, and then it also managed to bounce below this resistance level. It got about halfway to this resistance level before correcting itself a little bit today. Since the all-time highs were set back on July 16th, the S&P has fallen 7.5%. On July 31st, Jerome Powell did say that a rate cut in September was on the table. I would have to say that Wall Street didn't really like the term on the table, because that seems to imply that it's not a 100% guarantee. I definitely think that the recent drop has been a little extreme. I would have expected the SPY price to maybe fall into this range right here, but I don't think anyone would have expected it to drop all the way down to where it has. The members of the Federal Reserve can't speak for the board itself, but they can only speak for themselves. So I think over the next week or two, if some of the Fed presidents come out and indicate that they would personally like to see a rate cut, that would definitely increase the investor confidence, which should help form some sort of rebound. At this point, I think it's a way higher chance that we end up here versus down here, which is why I'm staying as heavily invested as I am. This is the first page of all my current positions, currently showing 13 out of 17. My top 5 positions are Nvidia, Apple, Google, Microsoft, and Costco, and those make up 47.11% of my portfolio. Definitely a lot more red than I'd like to see. Right now, Nvidia, Apple, Costco, and Spotify are my only positions in the green. I do think that the current downturn shouldn't last all that much longer, which is why I'm just going to keep my portfolio the way it is and ride everything out. This is the second page showing my remaining 4 positions. Super Microcomputer, Tesla, and Shopify are my biggest red positions. Right now, collectively, those make up 6.97% of my portfolio. I recently added to all those positions to dollar cost average into them a little bit more. I'm going to hold off before doing that again. Currently, I have 95.2% of my portfolio invested with 4.8 sitting in cash. Since my last update, the S&P 500 fell 3.61%. My portfolio had a decline of 5.28, and Pershing Square had a loss of 7.14, which brings us year to date. The S&P 500 has a gain of 10.48. My portfolio has a gain of 9.99, and Pershing Square on the year has a loss of 0.09%. That's all I got for today. I do make these videos every Tuesday and Sunday, so if you want to follow along, hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you on Sunday.